In the first epistle of John, we read these words. From the very first day we were there, taking it all in. We heard it with our own ears, saw it with our own eyes, verified it with our own hands. The word of life appeared right before our eyes. We saw it happen. And now we're telling you in most sober prose that what we witnessed was incredibly this: the infinite life of God Himself took shape before us. We saw it, we heard it, and now we're telling you so you can experience it along with us. This experience of communion with the Father and His Son, Jesus Christ. Our motive for writing is simply this: we want you to enjoy this too. Your joy will double our joy. The first epistle of John is big on the idea of Christianity as a relationship. The message is that people who have a relationship with God must have a meaningful relationship with one another. He believes that so much, in fact, that he'll say that anyone who doesn't love others, brothers, sisters, they'd be lying to say that they love God. So you'll have to admit, that this is pretty strong language. At the very heart of the New Testament is this theme that the church is a family, that the church is Christ's bride, the church is a holy community, against the tendency for us in today's world to interpret church as a kind of academic or business or follow some other institutional model. The original idea God has for the church bears precious little resemblance to what the church has evolved to mean for so many people, increasing numbers of whom are being turned off by the church today. Well, I'm not ready to claim that everybody who saw the early church function was positively impressed by all that they saw. No, the church in the New Testament, it had problems too, and it tells us something. You read Paul's letters like to the church in Corinth, and we realize that they had trouble just like we do. But there are also wonderful texts that say that, like the Jerusalem church, enjoyed the goodwill of all the people because of its rich sense of community. That's in Acts chapter 2. Specifically, Luke tells us that they saw the Christians selling possessions, distributing funds to the neediest members, enjoying being together. The passion these believers had for Jesus connected them to one another, created a sense of partnership, forged a community of radical love. Tertullian, an early church historian, wrote that the unbelievers of this time would say things like, "See how the Christians love one another." I wish Christians made headlines like that today, don't you? So the Tennessean would carry a lead story under the headline, "Christians of Middle Tennessee are out front on healing racial wounds, at working compassionately to solve the homelessness problem, or feuding business partners yield to the golden rule." You get my point. For such good news to spread, it must begin in me, in us. So I'd like you to join in such a prayer today, that God would lead us to such Christ-like relationships with all people in all places and all that we do. May that be true today. Amen.